everybody. Welcome to the Sports Unfolded NBA Ranking Show. I am your host, Eric, with my main man over there, my main big man over there, Kenny. How are you?
Good, Eric.
Good. So we had our rankings come out on Monday. So as we normally do during the course of the week, we discuss where we're at and where they are, and basically what we think might happen during the week. So the interesting thing is the list stayed pretty consistent this week versus last week, except for this one change at number 5.
Yeah, Utah was in there, but Bulls are back in.
So Chicago Bulls 31-18, 4-6 in their last 10. So some concern there. I also looked at their next 3. They're playing the Raptors, Pacers, and 76ers. So the 76ers is definitely a tough game. Do we feel Utah's could make a jump back in, or is this a sign of Chicago here to stay?
They could make a jump back in. They are 10th in points and 28th in rebounds.
Wow.
So
definitely some opportunities on that side of the ball.
Yeah.
And again, I think go ahead.
But all 5 of their starters are averaging double digits. So when that happens, to produce,
Yeah, I think a lot of their problems been injuries. Honestly, a couple of their guys have been out. Zach LaVine's been out for some time. DeRozan's sit for some time. So not having their full, pieces to play every game. Lamar Ball has been out as well. So Chicago, again, is a contender as long as they stay healthy.
Yep.
So number 4, another team from the East.
The Miami Heat. They have Jimmy Butler back tonight, so hopefully they can get it together. But they do have a very good record.
Yep. So 32-19, 6-4 in their last 10. Lost to the Celtics last night, which was a little bit different, but they didn't have a lot of their players. A lot of the guys didn't play in that game. This week they're facing the Spurs and the Hornets. So 2 very winnable games for the Miami Heat. Expectation would be that they remain in the top 5, I would think, for next week if, they take care of business.
Yep.
So number 3, again, a fun team, interesting team. We've been talking a lot about them, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant, right?
Yes. Ja
So
Morant.
what's he had, like 7 or 8 straight games with 30 points?
Yep.
Right. So the kid's legitimately becoming a superstar before our eyes. MVP candidate. So they're 6-4 in the last 10. Playing the Knicks and the Magic this week.
Oh, they're supposed to be easy wins.
Right? Should be easy wins. Should be.
They have a good, tough, young team. Desmond Bane's doing a great job. Jaren Jackson Jr. is doing a great job. They are scoring. They are rebounding. They're 4th in points, and they're 1st in rebounding. So them kids can play.
1st in rebound. Wow.
Them kids can play.
So again, with the Grizzlies, we talked about it earlier. Feel like they're contenders?
Yeah, I do. I really do. If they can move the ball and if they can just run, them kids are excited. Them kids are excited.
Again, not to jump into the NFL piece, but if you look at the Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Young team, right? Exciting team.
Yep.
This Grizzlies team starting to remind me of something similar to that, where they could just sneak up and end up creating some havoc in the NBA playoffs and possibly get to the finals.
Yep. Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds.
They could do it.
So number 2.
Golden State
Warriors. 38-13. Started to turn it around now. 8-2 in the last 10. So back on those winning ways. Only game they have this week other than tonight is with the Kings.
Yeah, so that should be an easy win. Steph Curry's back, scored 40 points a couple of nights ago or last night. Clay, 14 points. Still a tough team. They missed Draymond. But, hey, Did you know, Eric?
Did I know?
Did you know? Okay. All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's
I,
go.
I was shocked when I found this out. That after Andrew Wiggins found out that he was an all-star, he has been average 22 points per game, 6 rebounds a game, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's been shooting 58.6% and 55% from three-point range.
Wow. So he's playing like an all-star.
Exactly.
So again, we assume that this team is destined to be in the finals. Again, the West very tough, but Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they get Draymond back. The way Wiggins is playing, a lot of their young guys that they got very lucky in the draft with some of the picks they were able to acquire based on Klay being hurt for those last 2 years and the impact that has had on their team. So honestly, they are who we think they are. They are a championship caliber team that just Dennis screened that if you didn't realize.
I was about to say that. I was about to say Dennis Green, really?
That was a little Dennis Green there. But again, the only team which we have at number 1 that we feel could be the only issue for them would be
Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns, who have not seemed to let down. 110 straight now again at the last 10, 40-9 overall. This week they're playing the Hawks and the Wizards.
Real easy schedule this week.
So again, they should remain number 1. Hawks have been a team that honestly has been a major disappointment.
Yes.
So, I think Phoenix has been the team that, if you think about what the Hawks did last year in the playoffs, I really felt like this year, that young caliber team, they were going to be able to be what the Phoenix Suns are in the West, in the East. And it just hasn't translated as well as they would like it to. Why has Phoenix been so successful?
Because of Chris Paul. They got young kids off the bench, and Chris Paul is such an excellent leader. So he had like 19 assists in one game, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. Triple-double, right? He had a triple-double.
Yeah, 30 points, 19 rebounds, and 19 assists and like 12 rebounds or something like that. Yeah, and it's amazing how as he gets older, he's like wine, he's a good floor general. He's a good leader.
Yeah.
He can score and he can do whatever he can and let his team win.
I think the best thing, honestly, Chris Paul has done is, if you think about the maturity of Devin Booker and how he's been able to ascend as a star, I think Chris Paul, his work ethic, his knowledge of the game and how to make Devin Booker more effective has definitely helped the Phoenix Suns gain. We all talk about a big 3. And again, they have Bridges is a quiet third star on that team that nobody discusses. Ayton's been out, so again, if he comes back, you're looking at a team that honestly has 4 players on that floor at all times that are impact players. Can anybody beat the Phoenix Suns? Is this the Phoenix Suns year? Is this Chris Paul's first year to get that ring?
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah. The way they're playing right now.
But do you worry about the expression is you peak too early? A lot of teams you'd want to be going into the playoffs hot and playing well then versus playing well now, and then come playoff time, that's maybe where you start to struggle a little bit. Do you worry about that with the Phoenix Suns?
No, I don't worry about that. I worry about them going too long and being extended. They at some time it's an easy schedule. Right now they need to rest Chris Paul. If he goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, you might get scared him tweaking an injury, tweaking a knee, tweaking an elbow, a foot, or something like that. When you have an easy schedule, you rest your superstars.
So, obviously, them losing in the finals last year, do you think the learning experience as well has helped them this season and them not making the same mistake or taking it for granted?
Yeah, I do.
So if the Western Conference Finals come down to the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Whew.
Who wins that matchup? With both teams, let's just say with both teams healthy. Take that into account.
I cannot go against Steph Curry.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the interesting part. As much as they're number one, we'd still pick the Golden State Warriors over.
Yeah, I can't go against Steph Curry. The best shooter in the game. And basically, me and you have seen some shooters. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
We've seen Reggie Miller. Okay,
yeah.
We've seen Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Reggie Miller beat the New York Knicks single-handedly.
You had, what, 9 points in like 6 seconds?
Yes. Yes. When you steal the ball and go back to the 3-point line and then shoot it to make it, you a bad kid, okay? You bad dude. Get the rebound, you dribble all the way out to the 3-point line, and you nail it twice. You a bad dude.
Yeah. No, Reggie Miller was one of those guys. But yeah, again, I agree with you. Steph Curry's been something that I don't think we've ever seen. He's changed the 3-point range to basically half court.
Yeah.
Which is insane. If you really think about it, teams have to defend you at half court because he can throw it up and make it.
Yep. Sure can.
So the dynamic of that, the dynamic of Klay Thompson being able to shoot as well as he can, right? You said it. Wiggins is playing at an all-star level now, and if he continues to do that, Draymond, I think the Golden State, look, I like the Phoenix Suns, and I think that Chris Paul, I would love to see him get one. I really would, because I think he deserves it. I think he's been, again, we talked about it last week. He didn't go to a super team. He didn't go with LeBron and those guys in LA. He decided to take his road somewhere else where he said, I'm going to build a team and help that team get to a championship. And it'd be nice to see, but the Warriors, again, so tough. And let me ask you this question, Kenny. Does the East even stand a chance? Is there a team in the East that you feel can be at least competitive enough to beat the West teams? Again, I didn't expect it last year with the Milwaukee Bucks. I really felt like Phoenix was a better team overall. But do you feel like that defensive presence and what the East usually is more of a defensive oriented style? Does that benefit them in the finals? Like a Philadelphia with Joel Embiid. Who stops Joel Embiid from Phoenix and Golden State? I mean, Ayton maybe?
Ayton. Yeah.
But Golden State, do they have a guy that can compete with a Joel Embiid?
Yeah, because they have Joel Embiid. Philadelphia has nothing around Joel Embiid.
So if you're the general manager right now of the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid is obviously playing at an MVP level where we're seeing exactly what Joel Embiid can mean to a team because he's carrying that team.
Yeah, he is.
To your point, he needs help. Would you make that trade right now?
Yes.
If you were Murray for Ben Simmons?
Yes. No doubt.
Would you debate on what you were going to get back in return?
No.
I think at this point it's like saving a roster spot for a player that you know is not going to play for your team. And that's currently what they're doing. And it's a shame because to me, Joel Embiid deserves an opportunity to have another guy around him.
Exactly. He's been working so hard. Yeah.
So I'm going to bring this up right now. Let's bring up this screen, my friend, and let's look at this list real quick and where we're at. So this is how we have our top 5. So obviously Chicago at 5, Miami at 4, the Memphis Grizzlies at 3, the Golden State Warriors at 2, and the Phoenix Suns at number 1. Is there a team we should look for this week that possibly could knock out Chicago or Miami and get into this onto this list?
No, but Memphis might move to second.
Really?
Memphis might move to second. That's number one. At number two, Ben Simmons might be going to Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what you think? 4?
Yeah.
What are they
4?
out? What kind of?
4? I don't know, but if he goes to Chicago, that might be a team to reckon with.
So one of the teams that I heard is a possibility, and I think would be a phenomenal pickup, the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
So the Dallas Mavericks, depending on what they got to give up, obviously Philadelphia doesn't want Porzingis. They don't need a big guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So maybe a Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe a player like that.
Yeah.
You get Ben Simmons over with Doncic and Porzingis.
Ooh.
That is a very formidable big three.
Yeah. Yeah. It could happen.
So I am going to ask you for a favor for next week's show. So not only do we cover, right, the top 5, we kind of talk a little bit about basketball in general. So the NBA trade deadline is 10 days away.
Yep.
Right? So for next week's show, Kenny, can we talk about some of the trades we would expect or players we would expect to be moving for next week?
Oh, no doubt. I'm ready for that.
Would you be able to do that for me? So I think that honestly, we're not only going to do our rankings on these NBA shows, we're going to expand on it and just discuss some basketball every week. Because your basketball knowledge, Kenny, and what you know and how you can is going to be tremendous to what we can bring to the fans out there. So I appreciate your time of doing this list, but I also want to make sure that we can kind of get in some other. So we're not just covering these 5 teams because there's a lot going on in the NBA.
Yep.
A lot going on in the NBA.
A lot going on in the NBA.
And we got the Celtics honestly starting to play a little bit better. So maybe they'll make this list by the end of the year. No, you're not going to give me that one?
No, I'm not going to give you that one. No.
All right. I got you. I understand. So once again, if you enjoy what you're watching, check us out as we do our normal Sports Unfolded show every Friday night at 6 p.m. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. We are live. We are fan interactive. You watch. We will respond if you chime in any comments. Kenny knows. Kenny has been part of our predictions lately. 2-0 last week in his predictions. So he's moving up the rankings.
Yeah, boy.
If you'd like to follow us on social media, check us out at Sports Unfolded on Facebook or Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. Don't have time to watch? Listen to us on our podcast on Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many ways to watch, listen. I love doing these. These have been great. Kenny, you've been great. And I'm excited to see very big news coming. We're going to have another member join the Sports Unfolded family, and that would be one of our other fans, Mickey. He's going to be doing our MLB top 5 rankings.
Oh, nice.
So we are going to have top 5 rankings in all the major sports. So we've got so much happening here at Sports Unfolded and continue to grow. So, Kenny, I appreciate your time and all your efforts. Fans out there, I hope you enjoy what you're watching. Check us out so many different ways. Sports Unfolded NBA ranking show. Kenny, have a great night.
Oh, you too, Eric. Thank you.
Fans out there, peace.